cooking show where you can expect the unexpected. A cooking show where we have fun, laughter, but most of all, amazing food. I can tell you one thing, this is definitely different. This is Treyvaud's Woohoo Kitchen! Coming up on today's show, we've got a beautiful venison, pear and blue cheese salad, followed by a lovely chicken parmesan dish. Then afterwards, I've got this fish done in a red curry, and finish it all off with a sensational bread and butter pudding. Now, we're gonna start off with venison. Venison, I tell you, it's funny. We call rabbit, rabbit on a menu. We call pheasant, pheasant on a menu. But we call deer venison. It's odd, particularly when, historically, venison actually means any wild meat. But I just want to show you. This is an absolute stunning strip loin of venison. So the strip loin, or strap loin sometimes they call it, is basically down the back. Think of a sirloin steak. That's pretty much what we have here of the deer. So we're going to take off the sinew here. So put the knife in, and all good butchers will do this for you. But again, it's just to kind of show you how the animal works. So put your knife in, and at a 45-degree angle, take it straight up. Trim off all the sinew. And I said, do you know what, we'll do it kind of a salad way, because, you know, it's just something a little bit different. I know what I'll do, I'll just trim that here because I have plenty with that piece. I'm gonna cut it into quite thin slices and marinate it very simply, just a little bit of olive oil, and then we're gonna season it because we really wanna get the flavor of the deer. So here in Ireland, we're blessed. We've got 3 species. We've got our Sika deer, we've got our fallow deer, and we've got the stunning red deer that you see in the National Park here in Killarney, and also Phoenix Park up in Dublin as well, known for them. But we're gonna portion out nice and fine like this. It's also important to understand, sometimes you're eating your deer and you say, it's very, very strong. So you should only really go after the male deers from the start of September until pretty much the end of September to middle of October. After that, we only really eat the female deer, because the male deer, for the rest of the winter, he's off, he's busy rutting. So we wanna eat the female deer then in the winter time. So that's plenty of there, I think now. So very simply, gonna get a little bit of our olive oil into our little dish here. And again, like everything throughout the entire series, there's nothing difficult here. It's simple. You can do all this in advance. Do it the day before, even better. So we just turn on the pan to get the heat going. Perfect. And we'll flip over our board. Now, remember as well, throughout the entire series, what I'm trying to say to you is delicate flavors, we don't want to mess with too much. We just want to season them because I want to taste the venison. So a little bit of pepper. And have a quick look here what we're going to talk about for our salad. Some beautiful ripe pears, a little bit of cherry tomatoes, and finish it off with a little bit of Roquefort blue cheese. Make sure the pan is nice and red hot, because when we're cooking red meat, we want to get that crust and that seal on it. So in we go. If you don't hear that, your pan was not hot enough. Now, look at that. And this will cook so fast because we cut it nice and thin. So now we season. Remember the importance of seasoning. We've got the pepper in, but now we want to put in our lovely little bit of flake rock salt and just work it around on all the pieces. So because it's so thin, we can actually flick that over, but we'll have a quick check to make sure we've got the crust and the seal on it first. So you see, that's exactly what we're looking for. If we don't have that, just put it back down. But this is perfect. So we're going to flip it back over. Now, so that's what we're looking for, that beautiful crust on the meat. If we don't have that, just leave it in for another second. And we just flick the last piece over. I'm absolutely delighted with that. Look at that. It's absolutely stunning. And would you believe that that's almost done already? What's that, maybe a minute and a half, if even. We seasoned one side, we didn't season the other. So now, just put in our salt. And actually, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm happy with that. Touch the meat. I keep telling you, always don't be afraid to touch the meat. A little bit of give in it. That means it's nice and medium rare. So I'm going to give that a chance to rest, and we'll get ready with the rest of the salad. Leave that back there. Now, I've actually turned the heat off on the back one. We're just going to let it rest in the pan. And a real kind of gentle heat starting off. So let's look at our little pears here. So just get nice, fresh, ripe pears. So a nice little bit of give in, a little bit soft. So take off the top, straight down in half. And these are, yeah, they're big enough. Let's go down with a kind of a quarter like so. Beautiful. Look at that. And we do one more, and then we just take out the core. So let's have a look at this here. So just, we don't want that in there, so just take it straight out. So a little bit of sesame oil. Only a little bit, that's all you need. So we're gonna put them in, and there's only a little sizzle. There's not as much, which is perfect. Look at that. So easy. And have a good look at the pan with the venison in it as well. See the way that's just resting away nicely. So it's all calming down. So the meat gets nice and tender again. That's exactly, it's simple little things. You'd be amazed. Now, we might just take one out. Look at that, that's the natural sugars coming out there. Beautiful on the pear. So let's just flick them over. Oh, it's getting better. It's getting better. Now, I'm actually delighted with that now. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna turn the heat off altogether. And if you know me well, you'll know exactly what I'm about to do. A little bit of butter. Beautiful. So let's just get our little salad ready here. And it's gonna be very simple. A bit of spring onions and a little bit of cherry tomatoes. Cut them in on the diagonal just for presentation more than anything. Look at that. Simple, simple, simple. I'm gonna pop them into our bowl here. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. In we go. Remember, we marinated the venison in the sesame oil, so we're gonna carry that trend through in the dressing, okay? So a little bit of spring onions, one or two of our little, we'll keep that one half. We might do this one in quarters, just for a little bit of different texture and for the eye to see. You can call it a salad, you can call it a starter, you can call it whatever you want. That's the beauty of this show. We don't care what you call anything as long as you make it. A little bit of seasoning, a little bit of our salt, a little bit of our pepper, and a little bit of our sesame oil just to finish it off. So we want to show off the caramelization in the pear. Look at that. One. Remember, when you're putting something on the plate, always odd numbers, okay? The eye, for some unbeknownst reason, is more attracted to that. We put this guy here, and we put that one right there. We give the old plate a nice little wipe down before we serve. How easy was that? Always think presentation. These are little things we do in the restaurant. Get our salad on top. Doesn't matter if a few pieces fall around the place. It all adds to the finished touch. Look at that, bit of tomato there. Beautiful. Now let's put on our venison. I might have to taste one before we go though, just to make sure. Look at that, beautiful. It's all rested. It's a lovely medium rare, nearly medium, but that's perfect. Oh my God. We're done. See you later. Oh man, that is so tasty. Let's finish it off. A little bit of venison here. One little piece here. We'll go with 3. I think that is plenty. Now, let's get our little bit of Roquefort cheese. Beautiful blue cheese. The smell of this, the saltiness, the sweetness from the pears, it's all adding up. A couple of bit of sprinkles around. That's all we want. Oh yes, delighted with this. Of course, you know, we got to get the butter from the pan. That's a little bit of our dressing. Look at that. And it's a real simple, classic dish of venison with pears. Always finish off with a little bit of grass. Now, we'll put that right on top. It's venison, it's beautiful pears, it's a little bit of Roquefort cheese. It's a great start. Have a look at that. Now, that venison dish, we didn't do too much to it because you'll notice proper ingredients cooked correctly, mixed together, results in an absolute beautiful dish. But this one, simple, but follow what I'm doing. So first things first, a little bit of heat on our pan. A good bit of butter into our pan, beautiful. And a little bit of our olive oil. Butter for flavor, oil for heat. Dice up our red onion and pop it into the pan. So I'm gonna use about a full red onion for this. Again, you can put anything you want in this. Plenty of garlic, always plenty of garlic. So I'm gonna try, I have 5. We might as well use the 5 cloves of garlic. Remember what I said to you before, the back of the knife for crushing the garlic. And once you've got to the last one, flick the knife over and just go down a bit more of a kind of a chopping motion, just to really mince it up nicely. So let's go on our courgette, put them all in, try and hit the pan this time. A couple of little of our chestnut mushrooms, and you can just quarter them straight over the pan. Season, season, season. Remember, that's the key to cooking. So plenty of rock salt. We're cooking for at least 4 people here. I'm gonna use in my dried herbs and of course our peppermint. Good 20 grinds of the pepper plus 2. I often wonder, does anybody ever count when I say that? Just mix it all together like that. Look at the colors. A little bit of tomato puree, about a tablespoon. And we just grab our spoon now, just to kind of mix that in. What we're looking for is that the onions and the mushrooms and everything are sweating down. This is crucial. It's the difference of bringing out flavors. A little bit of red wine. And we're gonna put in, it doesn't matter because we're gonna reduce it by half, about a half a glassful. And what you want is for half of that wine to basically disappear. So now we're gonna add in our tin of chopped tomatoes. So just mix everything up together. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that on the back on a low heat just to reduce. So what are we doing? We're breadcrumbing our chicken. A couple of eggs, a little bit of Cajun seasoning, that's all that is. I'm gonna get a little bit of butter and oil on the pan on a very gentle heat. So we get the breast of chicken and we just put it down. And we're gonna do 2 at a time and shake off the excess. In we go. Again, shake off the excess. Presentation side down first, right into the pan. Beautiful. So I'll flick it over like that. You see the way it's got its nice little crust and nice and crispy. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so let's bring our sauce back. And we're gonna mix our pasta in with that as well. Again, you see, you don't need to panic now. It's on a nice gentle heat, so that's fine. We don't need to worry about it. But let's have a good look. Let's see here now. Of our sauce. See the way that's all reduced and thickened up a little bit? I love Parmesan, it's absolutely stunning. So let's get that into the sauce. That's also gonna help thicken it up a little bit. Cook extra pasta, cook extra rice, extra veg, and you can make dishes like this. You don't need to be waiting 15, 20 minutes for the pasta to boil. So we're gonna put that in, and I'm using macaroni here now. Just mix it all up in nicely together. Let's get yourself a good oven dish. And it's only gonna be in there for, as I said, 15, 20 minutes. So let's transfer all that into our dish now. And we're gonna put this into the oven, probably 15, 16 minutes will be loads. 20 minutes maximum, 180 degrees, 350 Fahrenheit. Absolutely beautiful. So let's put a little bit of maybe lemon, always a little bit of green. We call it Chicken Parmesan. So let's finish it off with a nice sprinkle of fresh Parmesan cheese. And you know what? Let's just finish with a little bit of oil. If it's not how your granny made it, don't worry about it. It's how I make it. Get stuck in and enjoy it. It has taken me so long to finally find something just as beautiful as I am. Say hello to my little friend, Mr. Monkfish. Now wait till I tell you about this guy. About 15, 20 years ago, this fish was used as bait in lobster pots. And it was even used to make fake scampi in hotels and restaurants around the world because The flesh is amazing, the fish is amazing, but let's face it, he really is as good looking as me. And people were put off by the face of him, so they didn't think it was gonna sell. So nowadays, now that we've realized just how good it is, it's actually just as expensive, if not more expensive, than lobster. These are his tail, or his fillets as you call them. And in the monkfish, the meat is pretty much from, we get a good look at it here, it's pretty much this side and this side of the backbone. So there's no actual bones in the flesh. So what I have here is just a little bit of Thai red paste, or Thai curry paste, or Thai green paste, whatever you want to get. So olive oil, in with our paste, squash the paste in, mix it all around, so easy. And that's our beautiful little paste. I want you to think of this fish as meat. We're gonna cook it like chicken, or we're gonna cook it like a fillet steak or something like that, because it's not gonna fall apart and flake on us. It really does hold its shape. So we're gonna cut it into nice big chunks of it like this. Look at that. Again, cut it on the angle. I keep saying to you, it makes it look bigger and it's much nicer for presentation. So put it into your marinade, give it a nice little mix in together. So what have I got today? White cabbage, or Dutch cabbage. So we're just gonna take out the root here. Good sharp knife. And again, you're gonna get a beautiful crunch out of that. So next we've got our little bok choy. Just slice it. Now, the Dutch cabbage, don't worry if you don't remember this when you're cooking at home. That's gonna take maybe about 5% more of cooking. So we're gonna slice this slightly thicker. Fantastic. Fennel. It is quite strong, so don't put too much into it because it will be overpowering, and we don't want anything to ever take over a dish. Spring onions, beautiful. Just gonna chop them up as well. Put that straight in. And we're gonna throw in our little bit of bean sprouts. I have enough ginger there for about a month, but we'll throw in a little piece. You don't even need to peel it. I don't understand why everyone shows you how to peel this with a spoon. Just grate it all in. So let's start getting ourselves ready, because this is gonna move nice and fast. We don't need to put any oil into the pan this time because it's already here in our marinade. But don't forget, we still need to season it. Beautiful monkfish, look at this. Perfect. Remember what I said, treat it like meat. That is plenty. Our flaked rock salt, and then a quick blast of our peppermint. When we flick it over, we're gonna season the other side again. Let's just have a quick look. You see the way it's got its lovely bit of a crust on it already? That's exactly what we're looking for. Now we season the second side. A little bit of our pepper. Touch the food. Trust me when I say that, so you understand when it's cooked. There'll still be a bit of spring in this. So that's still only about maybe halfway there. We're gonna start our stir fry. Just a little bit of olive oil, because we're gonna finish it off with one of the walnut oils or sesame oils at the end. Well, let's start off with our little bit of Dutch cabbage here at the end. We've got some beautiful bok choy and a little bit of our spring onions. It's a simple stir fry. I said to you before, you can use anything you want. We leave the bean sprouts to the last minute. So let's go. The money shot they all talk about. Bit of seasoning. A little bit of pepper, and then we're gonna check our monkfish again. You can see the way that is firmed up now nicely. That is absolutely perfect. We give it one last flick over and turn off the heat. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I have here a little bit of hoisin sauce. You can use plum sauce, you can use barbecue sauce, you can use whatever you have in your cupboard. I guess we're gonna put in a little bit of soya sauce. So let's go in with a little bit of lime. We're just gonna finish off with a little pinch of our grated ginger, just a little bit, and also a few bean sprouts, and time to serve up. That's a beautiful, beautiful dish. Now, quick cleanup as always, and let's get ready to rumble. So we wanna aim for kind of the center of the plate. Look at that. It's one of the finest fish you will find in our waters. We're so blessed here in Ireland. It's in absolute abundance. It's a treat, but it's a cracking little dish. A little bit of lime. Look at that. Finish, more grass. Always finish off with a little bit of grass for presentation. And that, guys, I think you'll agree, is a lot better than bait in the bottom of a lobster pot. Bread and butter pud is going to bring back a lot of childhood memories to everybody watching today. It is the all-time classic of classic desserts. Traditionally, it was used to get rid of all the stale bread that was left over in the house because our ancestors and grandparents, geniuses in the culinary world, so they said, well, we're not wasting anything, so let's come up with an idea on how to turn something that's going off into a cracking little dish. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to crack in about 4 eggs into it. Now these are the very large eggs, so you might need about 5 or 6 of the medium-sized ones. So you just basically want to whisk the eggs until they're all blended up together. Absolutely perfect. So 4 big eggs, and we got about 250 grams of just plain caster sugar, and in we go with that. And I always love, this is probably my most favorite time of the show because the evening is coming into an end. It's getting a little bit darker. I'm making an old pud, and I have to admit, I get pretty excited. I just think I should actually be in my dressing gown doing this, but hey, you get the idea. We'll whisk it all up. If you wanted, if there was no kids involved, you could throw in a little dash of, say, Cointreau or something nice like that into it, but we'll leave this one alcohol-free. But I am going to throw in, I love this little thing, whatever it is, a little bin. A little bit of vanilla essence goes into that. You can use the vanilla pods if you want, but I'm just going to use the essence on this time. So about a teaspoon, we're going to pour that in. Perfect. And we set that one aside there as well. And I've got about 700 to 750 mils of cream that I'm going to pour in there. And that is how easy it is to make our custard. Beautiful. Here's what we're going to do. Slice pan, and we're going to just take off the crusts. So good sharp knife, and just bring them straight down like so. Turn it over. Perfect. It is called a bread and butter pudding, so what do we need? Plenty of butter to put onto this. 2 layers that are important, the bottom layer and the top layer. So we just put that in, treat it a bit like a jigsaw. So straightforward. Just basically cut it in half here to see to fill in the gap there. Doesn't need to be 100% precise, but just give yourself that little bit of a finishing touch if you can. Now, look at that. Very simple, bread and butter on the bottom of the tray. This is now where it gets exciting. Okay, so we're gonna start layering it up. So I've got some beautiful sultanas. You can use sultanas, raisins, dried fruit. Beautiful. Now, all you eagle-eyed viewers, why is there twice as much white chocolate as there is milk chocolate? Well, they only had 1 milk chocolate left. So that's the beauty of cooking. Just work with whatever you got. White chocolate chips. I sometimes think I don't even need to cook this dish. It's just beautiful the way it is like that. And guess what we're gonna do again? Just repeat the process. So bread, bread, butter, butter. Lovely. Now we just finish off with our milk chocolate. And here's where it's slightly different. This time, when we butter the bread, we turn it butter side down, okay? Now, let me clean up all this mess, and then we're gonna put the custard in, so give me a second. We're gonna make what's known as a bain-marie. So it's basically just a dish with a little bit of water. So the water just goes along the side here. Fill it up about, say, halfway up the tray. Perfect. Custard. Just pour it in all around the side. Fantastic. Keep going, because it's like a sponge down there. It's soaking it all in. So we'll see what it's like. I think 2 ladles might do it, but we'll see. And I'm gonna let you into a great secret here, right? You're gonna love this one. Christmas time, 3 or 4 shots of brandy into that. Warm it up over a little pot of boiling water, and you've made yourself the perfect eggnog. It's a classic. So here's what we do. We're gonna give that 2-3 minutes for it to all absorb in and soak up. Then we're going to put into our preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. Work out the gas mark yourself. And it's going to take about 20 to 25 minutes. Just keep an eye on it, check on it if you have to. If it needs another 2 or 3 minutes, then leave it in there for another 2 or 3 minutes. Look at that. So look at that, lovely, spongy. Oh, fantastic. Okay, let's do a little bit of shaky, shaky, shaky. Just to dicky it up. Oh, this is an absolute treat. Oh, come on, seriously. Seriously. So glad that I have a little bit of my custard left, because I'm off to heat this up, throw in a little brandy, because the crew are just oozing at that and they're going to tuck it.